Hey, what's up, you guys? Today I'm gonna be filming a sketchbook tour because I have this sketchbook that I completed a little less than a year ago, and I thought you guys might want to see it. I don't know who you guys are since no one watches these videos, but here it is, and let's get started. Okay, so the first thing you'll notice about the sketchbook, something very beautiful, might I add, is that the spine is split right down the middle. Here's the spine, here's what it should look like, and it broke because I took the sketchbook with me everywhere, like to school and at home. That was basically everywhere. But let's start. On the first page, we have two of my characters that I haven't really drawn in a while, but this is Russell, this is Cameron, aka Pothead, which my friends named because we all thought it was funny, but because he has a pot on top of his head. And I didn't, like, throughout the sketchbook, I don't draw on this side of the sketchbook just because there's way too many pages in here. There's like 196 pages or something. And it already took me way too long to like do this sketchbook. This is the first sketchbook that I actually ever finished. So that's a fun fact about this. But I didn't really draw on this side of the sketchbook, so don't expect too much. Aside from the bleed through on the back, we've got this girl. I said that she was a giant, and apparently she's 7'4", so that's fun. I guess for this, I was really excited because I drew a side profile. I'm not very good at drawing side profiles. But hey, look what we have here. A very interesting looking side profile. With this, I actually drew, I don't know if I redrew this on another piece of paper, but I colored it in. I didn't color it in. I drew this on another piece of paper with more detail because I thought it looked nice. Sorry, I just got a text. But I really like this drawing, so this is what this looks like. This is kind of a redraw of one of my oldest drawings that I did in like a lined purple sketchbook, which you might see one day, but today is not the day for that, let me tell you. So I really like this. I remember starting it in math class and it took me forever to finish. And like, I really went heavy with a graphite here. It was just a pencil, but it still took a long time. This is also kind of like a redraw of one of my old drawings. I'm pretty sure in this sketchbook is where I do a lot of redraws of some of my old drawings that were done in like this purple lined sketchbook. Here it is, I found it. Just a few of the old drawings in there. Or it was just a notebook, but I drew in it. So this is also a redraw of one of those drawings. That's fun. This is also another redraw. I forgot their names, but they're sisters, which should be obvious by the hair, but maybe not. But with this, it's like, I'd really have to get up close, but for this, the graphite's really shiny, which means I really heavily applied graphite on this page. So I really like, this is one of the drawings I really like. I don't know what exactly it's supposed to be. Like, the lines are so smooth, and this just has like a lot of detail that I really enjoy in this piece. Every time I look at this drawing, it reminds me for some reason of the Umbrella Academy. I think it looks nice. It's like simple, but nice. And this was like the first and last time I drew someone sitting down. So, as you know, here's a dinosaur. What kind of dinosaur, you ask? I have no clue. But a non-existent made-up dinosaur. So that's fun. This is something I drew on the 1st of October. Sorry, the pages are kind of sticking together. As you can see right here, it was drawn on the 1st of October. But I just really like this. I think this turned out really cute. And I really like her shoes and her hair. I like how the hair turned out. Here's a cat with 3 heads. This one kind of looks angry. This one is distracted by its tail. And then this one's just looking at you. Vibing, perhaps. I also really like this drawing. I really like how he turned out. And his like button eyes. I kind of like everything about this. I like his like striped suit outfit thing and the hat. And I was never able to draw something like this again, which is what makes it so special. Here we've got someone, and every time I showed this drawing to someone, they're like, why does it look like he has to use the bathroom? And it's because he has to use the bathroom. That's the way I drew him. I don't know why, but I don't know why I drew him having to use the bathroom, but I did. So I also like this piece because this is another piece that I colored in. I don't really color in my pieces that often, but this one I did. And it looks rather nice. It's kind of patchy because I didn't really know how to use alcohol markers, but you know, this, I can't really explain this. I like how the monkey turned out, and then usually when I do something like this and I have to add a lot of detail, it takes way too long. This drawing is kind of simple but cute. It looks like it takes place in a school because of the lockers, like the window, I guess. I think I started this one on a sticky note, but I didn't have enough room and I wanted to draw the rest of it. So I put the sticky note in my sketchbook and just sketched out the rest of it. Okay, the story behind this is kind of funny. So I drew these two, right? I didn't like his face, so I covered it up with a sticky note. But the story more has to do with this in the corner. I didn't like write that. Someone else in my English class just wrote that on my sketchbook. They saw this picture and they were like, wow, I really like this picture. And then they asked me for my name, so I told them. But he wrote it in cursive, but I don't know if he just didn't hear my name right or if that's how he writes B's, but this looks like a D. And so I'm not really sure what that's about. The story isn't really that funny. I just decided to tell you. I wrote a bunch of like words and pages. Here's your typical boy band, whatever that means. This sticky note was an idea that I had for my digital arts class, where we had to use more like classic paintings in a collage. Here's when I thought I was trying to do realism. Obviously, not really. It doesn't look realistic at all whatsoever, but you know, I really thought I was doing something here. It doesn't look bad. It just doesn't look like what I was going for. This is a piece that I never finished. This also is a funny story. This was about when I was at camp. I don't know if you can read that, but there were like these two kids. And I just thought that would have been the funniest comeback if I'd actually said it out loud, but I wasn't going to, obviously. That's just something I thought in my head. Which, anyway, here's another character that I created. I colored him in with colored pencils, and I really like how he turned out. This is when I glued a bunch of the tin foil from the backs of candy wrappers inside my sketchbook. Well, I actually just pressed them in there because they're kind of sticky on one side. I don't know if you can read any of that, but yeah. I did this in watercolor, this in colored pencil, and then I kept this one because usually when there's a drawing that I really like, I don't color it in because I don't want to ruin it. But I really like how the watercolor like came out. This is like the first piece that I did with my watercolors. They're just like Sakura Koi watercolors or something. But I didn't have a purple, so I had to mix my own purple, and it turned out terribly. And I was really upset because the one that I had, there was no purple. As you can see, it did some damage to this sketchbook. I guess I had art block for a little bit, so when I finally came back, I was very excited about that, as you can see from this title at the top. Here's what a snowman would look like if it was a wrapper, and some things that I wish I hadn't lined with a gel pen. Here's the same characters on the back, but I really like how they turned out. It's kind of cute. Here's Sir Monty. And here's his full name. This was something I was making for my mom, but then never finished. I really like how this turned out. I like the outfit and especially the hair. This was when I was gonna like draw all my sculptures on one page, but then clearly forgot about this page and never went back. Oh, look, I finally drew on the other side of the page. Here's Cheese Man. Oh, it's Swiss Cheese Man. He has ice skates and a lab coat. So that's fun. And I don't know who that is. Here's three characters. Sal. I don't know what his name is, but he's like the main character of this story. And I did these in watercolors, if you can tell. It looks much better in person because you can't really see it that well on camera. I like how this turned out. I really like how the background looks with this. So I forgot what class I did this in though. So this is like the first time I got Copic markers. Here's another drawing, which I think looks kind of cool. It's like one of those perspective drawings. I always imagined this dress to be like bright red or something. And so, but I never colored it in. This is the book that I had. It's not based off of anything, any other book that has been written, obviously. This is a completely original idea with completely original characters. It's a book about a school for magic and witches and wizards, and as you can see, here's the idea that I had for the book. It's a very interesting book. And if I ever write it, I'll tell you about it. Here's an egg.
in charcoal, you can tell because it's very dark. This is when I used my Copic markers for the first time because I was nervous. Because I didn't want to, like, I guess, use them until I knew how to. And they were like colors I didn't go together at all. So this was kind of the first time that I used them.
This was another attempt at realism. It looks a lot better than my first one. I really like how the eyes turned out, and I have the original picture. I'll put it on screen if I can find it. But yeah, this was just a picture of a community post that kept popping up in my recommended for some reason, and I'm like, okay, I'll draw it, fine. I don't know why the picture kept popping up, but I finally drew it, and I like how it turned out. Here's some dude, and smile, you're on camera. Here's some ferrets, because I really wanted pet ferrets. I got a rabbit instead. I really like how this guy turned out in the middle, and then the rest of the background is just like doodles and things. I can't explain to you what this is either, or this, but this looks like a very buff Easter bunny. This eye looks nice, and I don't know what I did on this page, but the handwriting is nice. Okay, this dragon thing right here is actually a drawing of a sculpture that I made. It was right here. I just like made him out of clay, and this is what he actually looks like. And I made the sculpture before I made the actual drawing, so I wanted to see what it would look like in sketched form. This was a floor plan that I made for my pet parrots. They were gonna have like their own room. Clearly I never got the ferrets, so this floor plan didn't work out. Here's a fluffy puppy. Here's a little comic about a little fox and a tortoise, or maybe it's a turtle. I don't know, it kind of looks like a turtle. And here is friends, a rabbit, an otter, and a bobcat. That escalated quickly. I don't know what some of these are. Here's a bat person, apparently. This is right after I watched The Neverending Story, and a sketch that I never finished. And we're getting to the end here, guys. Here's some dude in a robe. And this is a project that I did for Spanish at like the end of the year. This was like the last project that we did, or one of the last projects we did. And as you can see, it looks very nice. I used my Prismacolors to color this in, so this is kind of cute. I don't know how to speak Spanish, by the way. And this is the last page of the book where they're saying bye. I used to do this thing where I drew the character that I drew on the first page on the last page of the book as well. So that's what I did here. And the Prismacolors actually look very bright and colorful on this page. But yeah, I ended the book on April 4th of 2020. And let's see when I started it. I started it on September either 18th or 19th of 2019. So it took me, I think when I estimated this, it took me like maybe 7 or so months to finish the book. But you know, that's the end of the sketchbook. I don't put stickers or anything on the cover, obviously. All the gold was just wiped away. The gold on the front cover is actually supposed to look like this or this. This is more recent, so it looks a little bit nicer, but it's like shiny. But as you can see, the wear and tear of this book was very immense. and so all the gold has rubbed off. The book is from Five Below, if you were wondering, and that's about it. So I hope you enjoyed this tour of my sketchbook, and if you want to see more like this, I guess in the future, if I'm up to it, just tell me in the comments, and I'll film more for you. I've got like 2 more sketchbooks after this that I can film a tour for, or I can try and draw you guys something if you want to see that too. So yeah, just tell me if you want to see more and I'll show you more. Goodbye. Okay, we're not ending like that. Bye. Don't forget to dislike this video, leave a comment down below, and unsubscribe if you haven't already. Bye!